Let's see few examples how to play with string. So I have created one class called string examples, where I am going to put some few methods. Like one will be converting string to integer. So converting string to integer can be done through integer dot parseInt, and where you can pass the value of string. But here I want to do that solution to only string. Okay, we will not use integer. Second method, that will be find words in a string. Then we will look for find number of words. Let's put find vowels. This one, find vowels in a string. Then find number of words. Then we will look for formatting a string, and then reverse string, and then reverse string using recursion. Then we will test it using main program. Okay, so let's try to see how to convert a string to integer. Okay, so what will happen here? Let's try to see. First, take the ASCII value of 0 first. Okay, how we do that? Int zero equal to I am converting char 0 to integer. Okay, if you print this value 0, let's try to run this one program. If you run this, you will get the 48. 48 is the starting of ASCII value of character 0. Why we are taking? Because we have in the character we have 0 to 9, something like that. That's where your string is formed. So any digit from 0 to 9, if we combine in any number of sequence or any number of digits, it will be a integer value. Okay, so let's take this integer value and let's iterate this integer value from 0th index to its length. So for int I equal to 0, I less than str dot length I plus plus. Remember that the scope of this I is only for inside the for loop. Okay, let's see one value. What is the integer value, return value? Finally we are returning one integer, so let's make it 0. Okay, so what I will say, return 0 equal to return 0 into 10 plus, we will take the integer value of each character, that is str dot character. How will find out? Char at index I, then we will do the minus to 0, so we will get the difference of the value. So if I return it, I should be get the value which is integer form of your provided string. If you run this one, what I need to do? I need to do sysout because it is returning something. So whatever it is returning, it will print, and some parameter it is expecting. So let's give some parameter in form of a string. that integer value. So if you run this one, let's print it. Sys out given string is str. So given string is str, and when it is converted, it is integer. Okay, so this is how we can convert from string to integer without using integer.parseInt. Okay, so just to see it again, we will find a integer value of character 0, then we will iterate from index 0 to its length, and what we will say, return value is equal to return value into 10. Into 10 means if I have 0 plus first, then 0 into 10 plus some ASCII value, so the difference came 23, then next time it will become 23, so it will add into 10 plus next difference, say 34 or whatever, then it will become 230 plus 43, 273, something like that. It will keep on adding. Okay, that's why this program will run. Let's try to see another method. If you see here, what I am doing, I am kind of doing a utility kind of program. Here this method is a kind of a utility method where I am passing the string and converting into integer and putting the static, because I can call this method without creating the object of the class. Okay, so this is kind of a utility method, and main program is just to test. So main program, it is not necessary to have main program. Wherever you want to call in other file also, in main program of other file also you can call it. In the case of enterprise application, when the entry point is your server container, where your web.xml will always web.xmls will come into picture, that is a place where entry point, so you can call this kind of methods there only. So this is just a kind of resources which is in terms of method which you can call anywhere. Right now we don't have enterprise application, we will call through main here. Okay, main means main method, or you can call in any other method as well. Let's try to find out number of vowels in a string. So we know that vowels are a, e, I, o, u. So let's contain them in a character of array. So character of array is this one. I am defining right the way. That is a, e, I, o, u. Okay, so what we need to do, okay, whatever spelling, I don't care. So this is the vowels. So what I need to do, I need to, for each vowels I have to look for in the string how many occurrences are there. Okay, suppose for example, if I say I am going to office, okay, so in this sentence I am a, so if I say I is coming 1, 2, 3, so it should print that I is coming 3 times, a is coming say 1 time, okay, like that. So what I will do, I will iterate this vowel int I equal to 0, I less than vowels dot length and I plus plus. Then I will create one counter here, how many times each vowel is there. Counter will start with 0. Okay, then we will iterate this string for int j is equal to 0, j less than str dot length j plus plus. What I need to say, for each character in this string I will compare with this vowel what is coming here. Okay, so if vowel of I equal to str dot char at j, if this vowel, this first vowel is equal to, it will keep on iterating from 0th position to length. Okay, and it will compare with this vowel a is equal to the first position or second position of the string, then it will increase the counter. Okay, once this loop is over, what I will say, it means if that counter is greater than 0, it means that there is some occurrences are there, then only we will print what I will say, vowel I present times. Okay, so this way I will print all the vowels if there is available in the string. So let's print it, let's comment this one. We will call, because sysout is, it is returning void, so I will simply call the method and passing the argument. Say I am going to office. Okay, so here let's run it. So a present one time, e present one time, I present 3 time, o present 3 time. Okay, so because capital also can be vowels, so if you are giving something like this, because I want to give the sentence with so it will give you like this. I present, small I present 4 times, O present 4 times, capital I present 1 time. So this way you can print the vowels. Let's try to see next program. Find the number of words. It seems very easy. So what we can do simple, we can split it. So with say space. So let's take the separator from the parameter only, because sometime people can decide their own parameter. So I will take separate parameter. So I will say separator, because it is converted into array now. So we will say length. That's all. Okay, let's try to run it, this method only. Number of words I am passing here. So it is returning something. We will say and we need one separator, so I am passing space separator here. Okay, so let's run this one. So it says that there are 9 words: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So there are 9 words. If I want to give separator, so you have to give those parameters where you want caller's interest to pass the parameters. Those things you can parameterize. So it depends on the what logic we are going to write, and what kind of parameters we can take from outside, what parameters we can take from global, what parameters we can define internally. That's kind of decision we need to make when we are writing a logic. So if I put dot here, so there is no separator, it is not separating any value. Okay, both are, if I put like this, so it will become like this. So it will, based on the separator, it will print the value. So generally separator we use as a space, so it will give you the number of values here. Here dot, because we have given separator here, it counted the dot occurrences as well. Okay, so let's try to move to the next program. Next program is formatting string. Format string is required. Suppose you want to say that, suppose you are passing a string here, and I say, suppose you have parameter here str, and then I say sys out, this is parameter string, then I am saying str. Okay, and if I, let's create one more string here, string str1 is equal to my name is say xyz whatever. I string str2 is equal to I belong to Delhi. Okay, so if I give two strings here and then I say str1 dot str2, if I run this one, let's do it, because I'm passing just parameter called is space here. So right now it doesn't matter because I'm not using that parameter here. I'm not using this str. So let's run it. So it says that the parameter is name is this one and I belong to Delhi. What happens? Formatting of a string is pretty much like you are passing the parameter and you want to keep that parameter inside in between the string presentation. So something like this, if I say okay, so I would say my name is this and I stay in this. So if I run this, my name is xyz and I stay in Delhi. So what is happening here? Here you are trying to give the parameter while forming the string. So format string is kind of you provide the whole string like this. Instead of saying str, you would say that I want to have string s and second parameter I will have in string s, and then you pass some values. So this is how your string format will work. So suppose I say, let's not take any parameter from here, let's create everything inside, or let's take the parameter, no problem. So let's take a string name and string place. Okay, so this value I will take from parameter. Then I say okay, so I would say string dot format. So format is the static method of string. So we will say my name is and %s. If you use s is used for a string, you can for digits, for integer you can use %d, and those things also you can be used here. So I will pass name, I will pass place here. So if you see the signature of this method, so it takes the format first, what is the first string, then it takes array of the object dot 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 arg, that is called array of the objects. So you can pass a number of parameters as any object. I will tell you when I will explain about some Java 1.5 features. So this came in 1.5. So there is this is called var array. So you can pass variable arrays. So here you can, if you want, you can pass say stay in place and work in some company. So if I pass a string company here, I can give another parameter called company. Okay, then you can return it. So it will return the string value of this formatted string. So if you run it, so I want to format a string, I will pass first my name is Shiv, I stay in Delhi and I work in say company XYZ. Okay, if you print it, so you will get the value of name Delhi and why XYZ did not come, because I have not put the placeholder for company. Fine. So let's try to do the reverse of a string. So reverse of a string is something like if you have given ABC, so the output should come A C B A. Okay, if this is the input, this should be output. This is the reverse of the string. Okay, so what we will do, we know that if I have ABC here, but if I start printing from C, last one, then last second, then first one, then I can achieve this one, reverse of string. So we will do that thing using this logic. I will say int I is equal to last element. How I will get, I will say that str dot char at, okay, now str dot length will start from there -1, because last length will give length if I say length 10, it will be index will be 0 to 9, so I have to start with 9. So I will say length -1, then I say I will go till I is greater than equal to 0. Okay, then I will say I minus minus. So what I need to make, I will make a return string which will be the output, say output. I will define with one literal, then I will say plus str dot char at I, then I will return that output. Let's try to run it. Reverse string I am giving Shiv. If I print it, I should be get the value of that reverse string. If I give, say, I will go to Sunday, then this is how I can print it here. Okay, now this is we are reversing a particular sentence or word. Now let's try to do the same thing using recursion. Recursion means I will call the same method inside the same. I will call this method in the same method itself. So what I will say string output equal to blank. Then I say if str dot length equal to 1, okay, then output will be str itself, right? Because that is reverse of that string will be same. Then I will return it immediately. Return output. Remember that when you are giving the return type of any method, you have to return in the same, you have to return something in the same data type whatever you have provided as a return type. If you are not giving the return type, you have to throw the exception. There is only two ways: either you have to return it or you have to throw the exception back from the method. And whenever you are giving a conditional sentence, suppose here you are giving if condition, inside if you are returning something, then if you return from here, the flow will not go outside of this loop condition, because from in the condition itself we are returning. So if I miss one return here, then it says that at compile time there is no return for this method, because if this condition doesn't meet, then there is no return condition return statement. So that's the reason we need to provide the return. So what happens for next one? So I will say output equal to str dot caret str dot length -1. So it will start from last one. Then other rest statement I will put it into the recursion. So I will say reverse recursion str dot substring 0 to str dot length -1 and return output here. Okay, so we started output is equal to, this is the last character, then rest of the characters I have put into in the same method in the recursion. So I will say reverse recursion str dot substring, because now string is changed, 0 to str length -1. So let's try to print this one. Reverse recursion, same input, I should be getting the same output. Okay, now this is basically trying to reverse whole the string. Suppose I want to reverse each word in this string. So sentence will be same, sentence will be like I, then reverse of will, then reverse of go, then reverse of to, then reverse of Nainital, then reverse of some, then reverse of day. If I want to do that way, what should I do? What I will do, I will read this line from here. Okay, I will read this line from here, then iterate each word and then convert them into a statement. So something like this. So I will create another method, public static string reverse statement. I'm passing the statement here. What need to do here? First we need to find out all the words. How we can find all the words? We can split it. So we will get one string array, all words. So that will become statements dot split. I am giving as separator as space. Once I get all the words, what I will do, I will create one output string, say output equal to let's use a string builder here. So we generally use a string builder in instead of a string buffer, because string buffer is synchronized. So when you have the use case of accessing accessing single thread a resource or a string at one time, and other thread has to wait. So in that case you can go for a string buffer. Otherwise, if that is not the case, then you can use a string builder. So most time people use a string builder. So try to use a string builder unless it is not needed to go for a string buffer. So I will say string builder equal to new string builder and give something like this. Okay. So now I will iterate all the words. So if I say int I equal to 0, I less than all words dot length I plus plus, then string reverse equal to, we will call the method reverse string. You can use recursion, whatever you want. So I'll pass this all words I. Okay, so and this string I will append into builder. I will append this reverse dot append space, so that next word will append with his space, and finally return the builder dot to string. Okay, so let's try to use this one, reverse statement. Let's see. So it will printing from first word to last word, only difference that each word is reversed here. Okay, so that's how you can do the reverse of a statement. So here you can see that I have reused the one method inside another method. So these are kind of utility you can mix using the utility based on the case. That agent is, we can say that here it is write once, reverse method is written once, and it will be used and at any place. So you don't need to write the logic of reversing the word again, so it can be reused here. Okay, so this is all about few examples of a string. I hope you have now understood about detail of string. We have done some walkthrough of methods like index of, character at, length, and string builder. You can try out on your own on different kind of use cases of a string. There are plenty of questions available in the website that you can take those problems and try to implement using string and other utilities that you know in Java. Okay, so next we will move around exception. I will talk about exception.